Good morning, everyone. I'm a couple seconds late. For some reason, my internet is slow today. Go figure. Well, today is July 31st. It's the last day in July. And so this is our last Christmas in July themed live video. Now, if you haven't watched our live videos in the past, I try to have a live video every Tuesday on the Facebook page at Posh Pooch Designs, 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time. And you'll need to figure out where Mountain Time is in your world. So I live south of Denver in a town called Parker. Good morning, Michelle. And good morning, Desiree. And anyway, I live south of Denver, and so that's why it's in Mountain Time. And you'll just have to figure out where that time correlates for you. Now, like I was saying, this is our last live video with our Christmas in July theme. And so I've got another Christmas mug with me, another one of my cheapies from the Dollar Tree that I really like. See, it has those little Christmas ornaments on there. I bought it. It was filled with that nasty candy. So I gave that to my grandkids because they'll eat anything, right? It's sweet. And I got a cute Christmas mug. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Jennifer. And I hope everyone's really excited. We got a lot of things to do today. I'm going to tell you the winner. Excuse me. Little dry throat today. I'm going to tell you the winner of our Christmas in July yarn giveaway. I'm going to tell you about some new yarn that I got, some new patterns that finishes off our Christmas in July, and then we're going to make one of, I'm reaching the wrong direction, aren't I? I forgot my camera does everything in reverse. We're going to make one of these fun little sparkly peppermints. I'll click you down there for just a second so you can see them up close. Aren't these cute? Here's a pink and white one. Light green and white, dark green and white, purple and white, and the one that I'm wearing is red and white. And I want to show you these yarns real quick. These are all the yarns. I bought these at Walmart, and they're $1.50 right now on clearance. They're the Karen Simply Soft Party, and they all have sparkle. See that sparkle? And they're perfect for a lot of your Christmas projects. And also those of you who are like me that just love glitter and sparkle, because I do. I am such a princess at heart. I think everything should have tutus and glitter and sparkle. And I have to tell you, even at my age, which is 55 years old, if I could get away with wearing a sparkly tutu every day, I would probably do it. All right, let's see if there's anybody I missed before we get started. Hi, Stacy and Vicky. Hello, Beverly. I already said hello to Kimberly and Desiree. I'm so glad you're all here. So before we get started, the first thing I am going to do is the person who won the yarn. So before we do that, let's all clink in. Clink. Hi, Stacy. The Karen Party, she says it's not on sale at her Walmart, is made by Karen Simply Soft, and they are still carrying it. It's just that Walmarts are no longer going to carry it. Mine was clearancing all theirs out, and I grabbed all that my Walmart had. But you can still buy it online. You can also find it at Joann Craft stores. And I saw it at Michael's. They had the royal blue at Michael's, and I did not get any of the bright royal blue. It is beautiful. It's a deep royal with a sparkle. Oh, it's gorgeous. Anyway, hi, Tammy. Hope everybody's clinking in. And the first thing, are y'all ready to find out who the winner is? Now, remember, we're giving away this yarn. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 ounces that I caked up for you and sealed in my bag. And I'm going to announce the winner. And some of them are sparkles and some of them are not. Let me pop my glasses on so I can say her name correctly. Are you ready? Ba-bom-bom! No, it's ba-bom-ching. No, that's for a joke. All right. I guess we need a drum roll. All right. Enough nonsense. The name of the winner of our Christmas in July Christmas yarn is, her name is Cynthia Terznia. And I'm going to spell the last name because I'm not really sure that I said it correctly, okay? Cynthia, C-Y-N-T-H-I-A, Terznya, T-R-Z-Y-N-A. You're the winner. If you know her, let her know if she doesn't happen to be watching today. And what you need to do is you need to go to my webpage, www.poshpoochdesigns.com. And then up on the corner is a little tab that says Contact. Hit that Contact tab. Tell me you're the winner, your name and your address. We'll double check it, and then we'll send that right out to you. Now, you have 1 full week to contact me. And if I don't hear from you within 1 week, I'll pick another winner. So either you can pull that she doesn't contact and you get another shot, or you're her friend and you can let her know if she's not here today because I don't see her name that she won. Now I'm putting together another yarn giveaway and I'm really, really excited about this next one, but I'm not going to tell you about it, but be thinking fall. All right, now before we get started with our other things, I wanted to answer a couple of questions concerning the YouTube channel. And I get these questions all the time, and so I want to help you understand what you can do. All right, so one of the things I get is the volume on your YouTube video is either too loud or too quiet. What I do when I record a video is I put it at medium level. And what you can do, if you feel that it's too loud, you can adjust the volume on whatever you're using. If you're on your computer, on your phone, a tablet, a laptop, whatever you're using, you can adjust the volume up or down on your device. I do them at a medium. That way you have the opportunity to change it. It's plenty loud. I don't get a lot of these, but I have gotten a couple lately about it being too soft. And that if I were to blare it really loud, then those of you who don't like them really loud would not be able to turn it down. And if I blared it really, or not blared it, but kept it really quiet, those who want it a little bit quieter couldn't mess with it, and then you'd have to really mess with the volume. So I do them on a medium, and that gives you the opportunity to adjust the volume as you like it. The other question that I get is, can I slow down or can I speed up? And it's really kind of funny because I'll get them on the same video. Oh, you're going too fast. Oh, you're going too slow. This is boring. Okay, so what you can do is YouTube has set in their settings the ability for you to pause it, and it also has the ability for you to slow it down. Unfortunately, you can't speed it up because then I might talk like Minnie Mouse, right? But you can fast forward through it because I understand everybody is at a different place in their crochet journey. You might be a beginner and your best friend, he might be like an expert. And so everybody's at a different place. And so I try to do them again at about a medium. And that gives you the opportunity that if you already know how to do the single crochet, you don't need to be shown that. You can just skip ahead or you can slow it down. All right. The other thing I get questions about often is the closed caption. I have it set up on my YouTube video channel with the closed captions there. What you have to do on your end is set it up on your end. And basically you just go into your settings on your YouTube and click, yes, I want closed captions. So I thought I would cover those 3 questions really, really quick. One thing that I want more than anything with my YouTube channel is for you to be able to crochet, to make it easy for you to follow along. That's why one of the complaints I get a couple of times is that I repeat myself sometimes. And I do this just to repeat what I'm doing so that it can help you. And that's another thing. If you don't like the repeat, it's okay. Just fast forward through that section. That's the neat thing about YouTube is really it's up to you how you want to do it. If you just need to see how to do the end of it, fast forward through it. If you need to see it over and over again, just keep rewatching it. It doesn't matter. It'll help you no matter what stage in your journey in crochet that you're at. Alrighty, so I just wanted to cover those questions real quick to answer those. Alrighty, so we talked about the winter, and then there's one other thing I want to tell you about. Because my husband's birthday is tomorrow, and my daughter, her birthday is the 14th of August, I'm having a 2-week 50% off sale on any of my patterns in my Ravelry shop only. And the link for the Ravelry shop is on the blog that I'll put underneath the video. Now, you don't need a code. You don't need a password. You don't need anything. There's no limits, no exceptions. It's just a thank you for being a part of Posh Pooch Designs sale. So just go in, pick out whatever patterns that you want, and you can check out. Now, the free patterns are free. Just go to my blog and get them. Some of my patterns that are on my blogs, I do offer an inexpensive PDF file if you want it, and that one is through Craftsy. And I do that because I kept getting people asking for them. But all you have to do is go to the blog, and the pattern is just free for you to view and to use. Alrighty? But 50% off all of my dog sweater, dog hats, dog blankets, anything that's in there. No exceptions, no limits. And it's a good time to pick a few patterns and test them out to see if they work for you. Because not everybody reads patterns the same. All right, that's a lot of information. Are we ready to make some peppermints? They're so much fun to make, and there's so many things you can do with them. Let me get a quick sip of my coffee. Hi, Ann and Barbie and Tammy and Lorraine. So glad you're here. Remember to clink in. All right, we're going to click over to the top camera, and we're going to make some peppermints. All right, so there's the 4 that I made. I'll push my sleeves up a little bit. And you can see they're made with sparkly yarn, and they're super easy to make. Let me grab my tape measure here, and you can see they're about 3 inches across and about 2 inches up and down. So they're super small, super easy to make. They make great appliques. I'm actually going to use mine to make an advent calendar, and I'm going to make them in a bunch of different colors since I have those sparkly yarns, and I think it would be a lot of fun. And so what you need is 2 strands of yarn, and I've got the green here. Let me go ahead and move my peppermints out of the way. I'm going to use this light green and this white sparkle. Now, I didn't have a white sparkle with the Karen Simply Soft Party. This white sparkle is I Love This Yarn in metallic. So if you need a white sparkle, that's a good one. Just make sure that if you're using worsted weight number 4, which is what these are, that you make sure both strands of yarn are the same. Now you can make these out of cotton as well. Just make sure both your strands are the same, because we're going to be making the peppermint in the center using 2 strands. All right, you're going to need your scissors. You'll need a needle for weaving in those ends, and we're going to be using an H hook. And the H hook is an H8, which is a 5.00 millimeter crochet hook. Now, I know I'm using sparkly yarns for everything, but you can use regular yarns as well. They don't have to be sparkly. And the truth is, you don't even have to use these colors. You can use any colors that you want. You can use red and green together, red and white, white and green. And like I said, these are just, I'm using them because I got such a good bargain on those sparkly yarns. This green one here is I Love This Yarn Sparkly. And the red one that I'm wearing, let me pop that off there so you can see it up close also. There we go. The red one is also I Love This Yarn in the sparkle, or the metallic. It used to be called sparkle. They changed the name to metallic. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me move my stuff out of the way there. So what we're going to be doing, somehow I ended up with 2 needles. What we're going to be doing is holding our 2 strands of yarn together. All right, and we'll be crocheting the center of the peppermint. Oops, I did that too high. The 2 strands together, we're going to crochet the center of the peppermint. All right, so we're going to start with our slip knot. And we're still using an H hook even though we're stitching them together, because we want a nice tight center on our peppermint. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to chain 5. All right, now the first 3 chains will count as our first double crochet. 1, 2, 3. In the 4th chain, we're going to double crochet 11 more double crochets. Yarn over, go in that 4th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, and go through the second 2. So now I have 2 double crochets because my chain 3 counted as my first one. All right, so let's stitch 10 more double crochets. There we go. And we're going to stitch them right in that same chain. And it's going to get a little bit tight, but it's okay. Don't worry. We want it to be nice and snug. And if you end up with a hole in the center, it's okay. I'll show you how to fix that also. And it can be a little bit tricky holding 2 strands together. And so you'll see I'll be pulling this out like this, straightening those out, and then continuing my stitches. We don't want any bumps or gaps or like droopy pieces in there, because that will mess up the look of our peppermint. All right, let's see how many I've got made so far. Here's my chain 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need 2 more. There we go. And 1 more. All right. So I have 12 double crochets stitched in a circle. I'm going to join to the top of my chain 3 with a slip stitch. Pull that loop through, then pull that loop through the loop that's already on your hook. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, no, we don't want to chain 1 yet. What we're going to do now is we're going to cut off our green yarn. Leave yourself a little bit of a tail. And then we're going to make our chain 1 with just our white yarn. So we were crocheting with 2 strands. Now we're just going to crochet with 1. All right, and what I do is just make sure everything's snugged down nice and tight where it needs to be. And now we're going to put 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So we'll go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2, and then we'll stitch another one right in that same stitch. All right, so the next one, we're just going to stitch 1 single crochet. Now in the next one, we're going to stitch 2. And the reason we're doing 1 and 2 is it's going to make it ease around the edge better. All right, 1 more in the next single crochet, or in the next double crochet. Single crochet in the next double crochet. All right, so now we're going to make the edge of that wrapper. And we do that by chaining 6. Then we're going to slip stitch right in that same stitch where we did our last single crochet. And then we'll chain 6 again. And we'll slip stitch, slip stitch right in that same stitch again. All right, so there's our 2 little pieces to make the end of our wrapper. All right, so now the next stitch we're going to stitch 2 singles, 1 and 2. Then we'll stitch 1 in the next. Then we'll stitch 2 singles in the next. and 1 in the next, and then we'll repeat that. 1 and 2, and then 1. And now we're going to repeat what we did here, so we have the other end of our wrapper. So we'll chain 6, we'll slip stitch in that same stitch as our last single crochet, and chain 6 again. There we go. And then we'll slip stitch in that same stitch again. And that leaves us those 2 stitches. So what we're going to do in those last 2 is stitch 2 single crochets in the next, 1 single crochet in the next, and then we're going to join to the first single crochet with a slip stitch and cut our yarn. Alrighty, now we have a little bit of weaving in to do. The first thing I want to talk about is the hole in the center. What I do with that hole in the center is I'll take one of those yarns that we started with, I'll take that tail and I'll thread it. Alright, we'll just sort of set that one aside and we'll go around those center stitches where we stitched our beginning of our peppermint, and we'll pull that around, and then I'll take that and gently pull on it, making sure that the center is closed, and I'll do a no-no, a tie knot. And they'll tell you in crochet, never tie knots, but I like to do that one that way. And usually I don't mind because I'm going to use this as an applique, so the back isn't going to be seen. And then we just need to take these other 2 pieces and weave them in. And I always say go one way, go up a stitch and turn and come back the other way, and make sure you're going through stitches and fibers of the yarn and not the holes. And then it will stitch on or stay on better. Then we have our last one. Alrighty, so I'm going to go to the back. And sometimes if I'm going to use this as an applique, I'll make sure this string is really long so I can use this string to sew it in place. But if I'm not going to do that, I might, because I like to use these just to lay around too. It's kind of fun to put them in candy dishes and see people pick them up and look at them and go, oh, yeah, look, we can't eat those. I guess that's sort of mean, isn't it? Well, that's how you make our little peppermints. Super easy, super fun, and delightfully colorful. And I just really, oh, that's upside down. I really enjoy making them. And I thought you might too. Let's pop over to the front cam again. Here I am. I hope you enjoyed that. And I really appreciate your patience when I'm doing something live. You know, when I'm trying to teach a little something like this live, it's a lot different than when I'm doing it for video, because if I accidentally say single crochet, I can start that row over or cut it out and just keep going. I might say take 2 and then keep going or something. But so I hope that you understand how to do this. Now, the pattern for this is written out on the blog that it goes with this video, because every week when I do a video, I also do a blog. So you can go there and look at that and get the notes. You can get the pattern, the link for the sale, the winner. The winner's name's not on the blog. You have to watch the video to get her name, okay? All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on this week at Posh Pooch Designs. One thing we did was the open chevron table runner, and here's the red one that I did. It's super pretty, and you can see it's a little bit shorter because this one is for my end table, not my long table. Here's the one for the long table. See, it's a lot longer. Well, we got the video and the pattern up for that, And it's super easy. And I have to tell you, if you're afraid to do a chevron, I show you how to do the ends in order to keep your edges straight. Okay? And it's a technique you can use on any chevron, whether it's a blanket or a coaster, that will help you keep your edges straight. Yesterday we did stitch number 7. You can see behind me I've got the Harmony sample blanket behind me. And yesterday we did stitch number 7. Now every month, usually the last Monday of the month, let me go. Getting a little dry. We do a new stitch for it's the Harmony sample blanket crochet along, and we do 1 stitch each month. And I decided to do it this way rather than doing it quicker because it gives you opportunity to practice and learn and feel more confident about the stitch. Because what I always say is practice builds confidence. In crochet, I never say practice makes perfect because crochet is an art. And you may be doing a pattern and a designer tells you to do something a certain way, but you like doing it another way. So that means you've practiced it. You feel confident about the way that you're doing it. And so that's why I do the stitch 1 a month. It gives you time to practice and feel confident in your stitch. And yesterday we did the basket weave stitch. And it's actually one of my favorite stitches. And I have plans to do a blanket and some other things just with that stitch. So anyway, that's called Harmony Sample Blanket Crochet Along. If you look in the playlist on my YouTube channel, all the video stitches 1 through 7 are there. And if you're afraid, oh, I'm behind. Oh, no, you're not. 1 stitch a month, you can catch up in a weekend. So we plop that over there. And then you'll notice this cowl that I'm wearing. I had a lot of questions about it. It's kind of funny because someone said, what's the double treble stitch? And I was like, I don't know. But what it was actually is the double triple stitch. She was just calling it double trouble because it sounded like that to her, and we had a really good laugh about it. So I decided, I picked up some ice cream yarn by Lion brand, and it is one of the softest baby yarns you will ever use. And this is one of the patterns that I released for breast cancer awareness. And the reason is, this one I'm wearing is just made out of the cupcake yarn. It's a number 3, and I just did it as the colors changed, and I absolutely love it. It's a great size. This one, I made it a little bit longer, and the pattern's out there in the video. Let me pop this on and show you. And the neat thing about this is when my mom was going through breast cancer chemo, and the air conditioning would just freeze her out, because when you're used to having hair on your head and you don't, your head gets cold. And her head was so tender. And so something that really worked great was a cowl like this. And then when you go in someplace like church or the library or a store that's freezing you out, you can pop this up, and it gives you just enough warmth that your head doesn't freeze in the air conditioning. And then when you go back out or whatever, you can just set it back down here. Now I made this in a number 3. Like I said, this is the ice cream yarn. I should have kept a skein over here. But anyway, it's a number 3. If you want to make it a little bit thicker for the winter, you can use a number 4 yarn, and the pattern is the same. It's called the DTR cowl because it's a double triple stitch cowl. And it works up really, really fast. And it's a great cowl for anybody, and especially maybe those who are going through chemo. And this one here I made just a little thinner because this was my test one, and I had some leftover cupcake yarn. So anyway, those are 2 things that we pattern that we did this week and released the video, I don't know, Thursday, I think, maybe. Okay, so on Saturday, I don't normally release a video on Saturday, but I wanted to this week because of this is one of the surprise patterns for our Christmas in July. And so I did the video for these cute little ornaments. You can use them as coasters. You can put them on things. You can make them into little pockets for a bag or a scarf. And I'm going to show you, I made a whole bunch in a bunch of different colors. I made some cotton, some worsted weight, some variegated, some solid, some striped. I got so carried away and I just, I made a whole bunch of them and I absolutely love them. Well, they really have done really well and they're super fun to make. And it's a great way to use up your leftover cottons and worsted weight yarns that you have just for small projects that are left over because, hi Yolanda, you snuck in. Well, anyway, it's a great way to use up your leftover scraps, whether they're acrylic or cotton. Well, then I got a lot of people asking me, well, what if I want to make it into a washcloth or hot pad? Well, don't panic. I have a pattern that I've been working on to make a Christmas ornament that you can make into a washcloth. I'm dropping them everywhere. That you can make it to a washcloth and use it also as a hot pad by making it double and using the cotton. So don't panic about that. It's coming. So anywho, and then the last thing I wanted to show you is I got a surprise package from Red Heart this week. And I was so excited. They've been so good to me as a designer and YouTuber and blogger and everything else. They've been just so good to me. And it's a great company. I wish I could work for them. It's a great company. But of course, if I worked like in their warehouse, I would just be always squeezing yarn. I love to squeeze yarn. And a lot of times I'll put it on my face. But I don't want to put my makeup on it. So then I'll rub it on my arm and then I'll squish it. Yes, I'm silly. Okay. Anyway, I got in the mail this week a new yarn by Red Heart. It's called Colorscapes. It is so soft. Look at these colors. It is so soft. Well, I'm going to be doing something for, I'm going to call it a teacher gift because it's going to be something really great. I think I'm going to do either a cowl or a scarf or maybe a Mobius or infinitive scarf. I haven't decided exactly yet. I got a couple of great ideas. But I'm going to have to work with it a little bit to see how the colors flow. And I want to make it for fall. And I want to do it in such a way that it can be for a man or a woman teacher. And I don't know. It's just gorgeous yarn. Look at these. It's just gorgeous. Brand new. And let me pop my glasses on. So I'm going to tell you what it is. All right. This particular color is called Rome or Roma. Okay, it's a number 4 weight yarn. It's machine washable on gentle. That's awesome. And it does have a dye lot, so make sure you get enough of the same dye lot. I was going to look for the what it's got in it. Let's see. It's got 3.5 ounces or 187 yards. Okay, I was trying to see the content. It's so tiny. Looks like 100% acrylic, but I'll look at it again because it is so tiny. And I don't want to waste your time. I don't know why they make them so tiny that I can't read them. Might have something to do with my age. I don't know. But it is an absolutely gorgeous yarn, and it's like a fuzzy soft. I can hardly wait to work with it. So anyway, that's everything that's going on this week at Posh Pooch Designs. Now this next month, of course, don't forget the big sale, August 1st through August 14th. Actually, I started the sale today because I wanted it to run 2 weeks, even though my husband's birthday is tomorrow. 50% off all my patterns in my Ravelry shop. No coupon code needed, no limits, no exceptions, nothing, just whatever. Buy all the ones you want. And so next month is August, and I've got some fall things and some back to school things planned. But I've got a few, I love Christmas, I can't help it. And I've got a few more holiday and Christmas things planned as well. And I love this time of year. It's so silly because it was 50 degrees last night and it was cold this morning when I got up. And it's not time for fall yet, but I'm in such a fall mood. I'm drinking hot, spiced coffee. You know, I'm just in a fall mood. It's like once I get past July, all I can think about is Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and January. I'm a cold girl. I guess because I live in Colorado now. Because I'm originally from Oklahoma. Well, I was born in Iowa, but I grew up in Oklahoma. And so we've been in Colorado now about 7 years. And I love living here. We live high enough where we can see the mountains, and we're on 5 acres, so I feel like I'm in the country in the mountains, and I just feel like I'm on vacation every single day. So I love living here, and so I guess I love the cold weather. I tell you what, every time we go home and visit Oklahoma, there's 2 things that always happen. It's always humid and hot, and there's June bugs. I hate June bugs. Desiree says, I'm drinking cherry cheesecake coffee. Oh my word, that sounds amazing. I love cherry cheesecake ice cream, and I love cherry cheesecake. Although I'm desperately trying to stay on my thyroid diet, it's really hard because I love sweets. So anywho, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you all for watching my live video. And like I always say, I can't do it without you. Have a great week, everybody.